Hello, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Inside the Weinberg Center. Today, joining me is John Healy, Executive Theater Manager of the Weinberg Center, and today I'm going to talk with John about the upcoming holiday season. And John, what do you have planned for the upcoming holiday season?
I'm glad you asked, Susan, because actually we have quite a bit planned. A few years ago when I first got here, the board members said, well, you know, you do your annual Nutcracker and the Messiah and the Christmas Carol, but we'd like to see some professional groups, because those are all local community-based organizations that provide those attractions. So I said, okay, this year, because of the way the calendar falls, we actually have between Thanksgiving and the first week of December, I had it wide open for the very first time since I've been here. So I said, all right, you want Christmas things? We'll give you Christmas. We kick it off. The day after Thanksgiving, we've got the Blind Boys of Alabama bringing their gospel Christmas music in here. This is rock and roll at its best. This is a group that I saw in New York last spring. They took Amazing Grace, but used the music for House of the Rising Sun. So think on that for a little bit. And they had the place rocking. It was terrific. And then the next day, on Saturday, we present our annual Winterfest, which includes, starting at noontime, 100 tubas on our stage playing Christmas music. It's a sight to behold. And then we take a short break just so we can get all the tubas off the stage. And then we show a silent movie. We have our Wurlitzer organ playing Christmas carols. And then, if the weather permits and Mr. and Mrs. Claus are able to make it from the North Pole, we have them as our special guests so that the kids can come up, have their picture taken with the Clauses, and get to be on stage at the Weinberg Center.
That will be an exciting day.
And it's also a free day. All we ask is a non-perishable food item that we will then give to the Frederick Community Food Bank. Sunday, then, as if that wasn't enough, we have another family program, Junie B. Jones in Jingle Bells, Batman Smells. This is a return from a very popular program we did last year. That's for families. I think it starts at 3 o'clock. And then we take a couple of days off, and on Thursday night, we bring in the Wizards of Winter, which is a Trans-Siberian Orchestra tribute who will do all their Christmas music and only the grand rock and roll tribute Trans-Siberian method as we can. It's an amazing sight to see. Friday night, we go across the pond and we bring Eileen Ivers and her Irish Christmas show, complete with singers from the Frederick Children's Chorus will be part of that event. And then on Saturday night, the jazz great guitarist John Pizzarelli will be bringing in his trio to join us here and doing Christmas music as well. Then the following weekend, we have our annual Nutcracker presented by the Maryland Regional Ballet. They have 4 performances over the weekend. And then the following weekend, we bring in the Christmas Carol presented by the Maryland Ensemble Theater. We even have a couple of school shows worked in the week as part of our SMARTS program, in which we bring school kids in to see shows. And I think on Thursday morning, we present that. Then we have our annual Sing-Along Messiah, in which the Frederick Chorus brings along. You can bring your librettos in and sing along to your heart's content for that. It's a great community event.
That's people wait for that event.
Oh, it is just terrific. You get, even if you can't carry a note, it feels great to be amongst all these people, who can. And then we finish off Christmas with our annual Deanna Bogart coming in with her New Year's Eve shebang, in which we open the theater up and turn it into a club, and it's just meant to be one giant party. But we end a little earlier than New Year's. We celebrate, we start Greenland time is what I call it, so that New Year's Eve happens at around 10:13 p.m. as opposed to midnight for some of us folks who have a hard time making it to midnight these days.
Well, Deanna Bogart is always a favorite, and I know a lot of people are looking forward to that New Year's Eve show.
It's great. She brings special guests. Scott Ambush from Inspired by Gyra, as well as a local favorite, will be with her, and so we never know who's going to be on stage with with Deanna.
She has surprises for you then.
She does. She gives us our Christmas gifts.
Now, if someone is interested in getting tickets, what are the variety of ways?
Easy ways. One, they can come into our box office hours, 10 to 4, Tuesday, Wednesday, 10 to 6, Thursday, Friday, 10 to 2, Saturdays, and then a half an hour after when we have performance nights. They will stay open all the way usually to 8:30. They can do that. There's no extra charge if they do that. They can call us by the phone. It's 301-600-2828. And we will have to add a $5 credit card charge to the entire order. Or if you want to sit in your pajamas and order 24 hours a day, you can go on at weinbergcenter.org, click on your events, and you will be able to purchase your tickets that way as well.
And you can pick out your seat?
You can pick out your seats and see which shows are selling out. And we've already had this year, we've had back-to-back sellouts with David Sedaris and Kevin James. We have a number of our programs. I know the two cellists are going to sell out. Arlo Guthrie bringing his Alice's Restaurant 50th Anniversary Tour later early on in 2015. That's going to sell out, so we can look ahead, and so we encourage people to buy their tickets early so that they don't come and say, I wanted to see this show and you were sold out.
Are these tickets on sale now for
They
the
are.
Upcoming Christmas event you were speaking
They
of?
are, for all the Christmas shows are on sale now. It makes a great stocking gift, any one of our events. We have a number of family events coming up even after the New Year's, so just check us out at www.weinbergcenter.org.
I have personally used Weinberg Center tickets as gifts, and they've been very well received and appreciated by the people I've given them as gifts to. So it is a good idea for a holiday or for a birthday, anniversary.
And what we do is that we give you a voucher. And so we'll give you a voucher to our live series. So you can go in and look at our live series and say, I want to come see that concert or that show. Or we'll give you vouchers to the Frederick Speaker Series, which starts up in 2015. We have Jane Fonda, Dave Barry, General Stanley McChrystal, and Ichio Kaku, the futurist physicist, will be here as well as part of the Frederick Speaker Series. You can use those for any one of those shows, and that makes it, it makes it very convenient. So we don't even have to pick out, what are you going to be doing on January 25th? You can give the vouchers as part of a stocking gift, and then your recipient can just call the box office and they can pick out the show they want to come see.
And now I want to put a special little plug in for this because this is something a lot of people don't know. You give tours of the Weinberg Center?
We do, and they can send a request to me or to the box office. Just go to the weinbergcenter.org and click on Contact Us, and we'll get those emails. We will give tours to school groups or to community groups. We'll take them, give them a short history of the theater. We're also open for business conferences during the week and the occasional wedding. We've even had weddings here at the Weinberg Center.
You do rent out the Weinberg Center?
We do, yeah, we do, and when it's available, and we've had some very memorable weddings in here.
That's wonderful. I've been to a few events here where there have been parties, and it's very nice, very nice. Well, a tour, just give me one thing that a group may expect to see on their tour. They might be thinking, what can I see at the Weinberg?
Sure. Well, we give them an exclusive backstage tour, but then we always end up in the projection booth, which is at the top of the theater, and we have some cameras up there that are from 1926, and so it's a pretty good way to finish up and explain how film was very important, because we started out as the Tivoli movie house back in the day.
And for those who may be watching Inside the Weinberg Center for the first time, we have a very special organ.
We are the last theater in Maryland to have a working Wurlitzer organ right underneath us in its original locations. And so we show silent films with the organ accompaniment. We have a very good organist by the name of Michael Britt who is in here, and since back in the 1930s when when the silents were starting to be phased out and sound was coming in, the studios just took all the sheet music out to the back lots and burned it. So we're never going to use this again. So when you come see a film at the Weinberg Center, that organist is improvising as he or she is playing along with the movie.
That's great.
And it's an amazing thing to watch and an experience. And the theater was built for the organ. And so when we did all the renovations, we were very careful that we didn't take away from the aspects of the theater.
Well, John, I have enjoyed talking with you. You have so much enthusiasm about the Weinberg Center. It just radiates out from you. And it's been wonderful talking with you today.
Well, thank you very
And
much, Susan.
thank
for
you
the
for joining
opportunity.
us for Inside the Weinberg Center, and we'll be talking with you again soon.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi. Right now, today we're going to be talking about another one of the historical aspects of the Weinberg Center, and this is something that was probably the most important change we made back in 2008. And today I'm talking about our chairs. They're very important to the comfort of our patrons. Back in 2006, when I first arrived here, there were chairs in here that were not original to the building. These that we're looking at right now, we believe, from markings on the floor, are actually the third generation of seats that have gone into the theater. And it is the first time since 1926 that all the chairs in the building are the same style. What we had to do from a historical point of view, since we didn't have a record of what the actual original chair of the Tivoli Theater looked like back in 1926, when we started doing our renovations, we went ahead and said, okay, let's put in a chair that looks like it came from 1926. So the end of the end row here is very important. This is a style that would have been popular in a performing arts center in 1926. One of the interesting aspects is the armrest of the chair on the ends is about 2 inches higher than the armrest once you get inside the row. Also, the shape of the seat, this particular seat is called a Rialto seat, was chosen from a historic point of view, and the fabric design was also chosen not only to match the other colors at the Weinberg Center, but also was a very popular design of seating in theaters in 1926. However, one of the big changes is that the seats we took out were 15 to 18 inches wide. These seats are actually 18 to 23 inches wide. It helps, the difference in sizes helps with the viewpoints, but it also, the larger sizes, of course, meet the modern demands of our increasing physical size. Also, one of the aspects that we were able to reestablish when we put the seats in was we have a slight curvature to each row. What this does is that if I'm a patron watching a show, it makes every seat slightly pointed to stage center. So we're all getting a very good view of the stage, no matter if we're all the way over to the side or if we are actually dead center. So those are some of the aspects that we chose, not only for comfort, but from an historical point of view to when we started renovating the Weinberg Center for the Arts. These seats went in 2008. We completed all the other renovations in 2012. Thank you for listening to me talk about our seats, something you probably never even thought of before. I look forward to the next time.